Crazy night. I don't think anybody in the building, we didn't talk about it very much from the announcer stand position, but we knew, television knew, that there was a really good chance he was going to lock up the world title this year. So it's my honor tonight. It's my honor to introduce to you your new 2015 PBR World Champion, JB Mauney. So now I'll let you guys fire away at it.
JB, Polly Williams with the Stock Gazette. How fast is your heart beating right now?
Oh, you know, adrenaline's pumping so much, you know, there's no words that can explain it when, you know, you step off. And I heard Brandon right before I nodded my head, and I wish he wouldn't have said it when he introduced me as the new 2015 World Champion. I was like, man, don't say that. But, you know, stepping off and them saying I was the world champion, I mean, the adrenaline's pumping so much. I mean, there's no words that can explain it.
Yeah, Keith Freeman, Associated Press.
I think you have to have the microphone.
Okay, I'm sorry.
There you go.
Thank you. Yeah, Associated Press. Just how did you feel going into your ride, knowing you didn't have to really post any kind of score to win? Were you still trying to win?
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter whether, you know,
Thank you.
I want it or not. I say it all the time, and if you're gonna say something, you know, it don't mean a whole lot in interviews, so you got to prove it to yourself. And every time, and bull riding's a sport that you get the option to prove it every time you nod your head. And like Brandon, I heard him say it that I'd already won it before I nodded my head, but I kept it in my head that I had to ride that bull to win it.
Hello, JB. Congratulations. In Brazil, you a lot of have fans, rodeo fans. What's your plans that win this season?
You know, ride each bull. You know, I don't look at things long term in bull riding. I kind of take it day by day, and it seems to work for me. And you know, I don't look at tomorrow, I don't look at the next day, or I don't look at the next week. You know, I look at what I got to do that day, that time, right then, and go at it 100%. And I feel like if I keep it simple like that, everything works out a lot better.
Right. We like to be here.
Thank you.
Rick Rosen, Good Sports Media, congratulations. And tomorrow's the first time this entire season you'll be able to ride without all that pressure. How's that going to go?
Oh, you know, this event's not over with. I'm not going to really say I'm the world champion until after tomorrow. There's still 2 bulls to get on tomorrow, so that's what I'm going for. You know, this is World Finals, try to win it again too.
JB, Eugênio from Brazil. Essa translator, né? Eu gostaria de saber, quando você começou, que você ainda era um jovem cowboy, quem que era o seu ídolo? E se você imaginaria que ia chegar tão longe e ter tantos fãs como hoje?
He would like to know when you were young and starting everything, who you have as a, you know, who you admire as a cowboy, and how do you feel and now thinking of that person that you admire?
Well, you know, I'm lucky enough that when I grew up, Lane Frost, that's every little boy's, you know, idol, watching 8 seconds. But I grew up in North Carolina, right beside world champion bull rider Jerome Davis, and I was at his house all the time. And you know, Jerome couldn't show us what we needed to do on bulls, but he could tell us. You know, we'd take videos, and he would go through our rides, tell us what we were doing wrong. And you know, that's what's cool about here. He's got bulls here now, and as soon as I walked out of the arena, he was the first one sitting there, shook my hand. So, you know, it's cool to see. He helped me out a lot in my career, and for him to be right there, congratulate me. I mean, it's awesome.
This is Shari Smith with Texas Ranch and Rodeo Weekly. JB, with your world champion win tonight, do you have any plans for you and your daughter and for you and your winnings?
No, I hadn't thought about that. Well, let's go on vacation sometime after this is done with. Probably won't see me for a couple months.
Questions?
sorry, I didn't get down here till late, so I didn't want to ask a question that had already been asked. You picked Bruiser again this time. Can you talk about what it is about that bull that you like and you wanted to try again?
I thought he was the best bull out. I thought I could be the most points on him. So I rode him last year, was 93 and something on him, and I knew, you know, if I did my part, we could win the round. And so that's what I went with.
Any questions? Yeah? Thank you, Rob.
All right, anybody questions? JB, anything you want to say, address, I mean, for the course of the year? I mean, it was a crazy year, I'll say, and a lot of people in moments had counted you out. I mean, I remember running into you in Fresno and seeing you on crutches, and I was in shock. And I think you and I even did an interview where you talked about contemplated retirement.
Oh yeah, you know, that when you get beat up and you get banged up over and over and over, it'll take a toll on you, not only physically but mentally. And you know, I felt like I was riding okay, and then to tear my knee up, you know, it's like everything, the door just shuts on you. And I contemplated a little bit, you know, it was have the surgery, be out 6 months, and eventually I said no. And this first time in my whole life I actually worked at riding bulls, you know, getting back into shape, doing it. And I'm getting to the age now where when I get hurt, I don't bounce right back with nothing. And I made myself go to physical therapy twice a week for a month straight. And, you know, I had to work at it. And I think it made me crave it a lot more when I come back. And, you know, I was behind on I was a jump behind everybody else. I'd missed 4 or 5 events. And so I knew if I was going to be in this running, I better get the ball rolling.
Can you describe a little bit, and then this will be for the stories that'll be written, and I know Felisko's recording this as well, and I say a lot of times around the microphone, and I truly believe this, that this is the toughest title to win in sports, and I mean Super Bowls, Stanley Cups, World Series championships. Those are all team sports, obviously, but from an individual, when you just break it down, the danger level and what you guys have to go through, I think this is probably one of the most coveted and difficult titles in all of the sports world. What is a season like for a guy? Mentally, what's it like on you?
Oh, that's the worst part of it. You know, getting beat up and bruised up and breaking things, they'll all heal, but the mental aspect of it is what I always say, it's 98% mental. No matter whether you get thrown off or whether you're 90 points, you got to have, you know, the same attitude. And that's what I see. That's what impresses me a lot about Kaiki. He's young, he's a rookie, but you watch him, he never changes. He stays the same, and that's why he's going to win and win a lot. But that's the hard part about it, is the mental aspect of it, is trying to keep your head clear, trying not to think too much, trying not to overthink anything. And I have a bad problem doing that. You know, I sit there and start thinking about what I need to do instead of just doing it. And as long as I keep my head clear and not think about it, like tonight when I crawled in that buck and chute, acted like I'd never seen a bull, acted like I'd never been on him, and you ride him jump for jump and just go off reaction. But for a whole season to go, I mean, it's up and down, and it gets rough sometimes. And, you know, sometimes injuries are the best things that happen to you. You need to go home, you need to, you know, work at it to get back to where you want to be, because you go all year long, you don't get hurt or nothing. I mean, it gets tiring traveling everywhere, and you're doing good, but sometimes you need to be knocked down and have to crave it again.
I'll tell you this, for the level of, you said it a couple of times tonight that you were wishing that I wouldn't have said on the microphone right as you're getting ready to get on your bull tonight, that I made the announcement that you were the world champ. I gambled on you a little bit because I had multiple people on the announcer stand that were saying, don't say it until after he rides, don't say it until after he rides. But from the level of athlete that you are and the talent level that you have, I knew that no matter what I said and the energy in the room, that once I did it, you were still going to be, the only thing I thought you were going to be 94, and you're 92. But I knew that was, I just felt like that was going to be the moment no matter what. And it was an incredible year. It was really fun to watch on the announcer stand and the presses stand from everyone. And before we wrap it up, does anybody have any final questions for our newly crowned world champ?
You are really bad to the bone.
I don't know about that, but I try to be, I guess.
We have one right here.
Sure.
Shari Smith with Texas Ranch and Rodeo Weekly again. I'm wondering if you have any advice for any young ones that are wanting to become bull riders and get into the PBR.
You know, if you young guys, you know, I tell them all the time, if you're going to do it, you better put your whole heart into it. This is a sport that, you know, you can't be halfway in it. You got to be 100% committed to it. Nothing else matters when you crawl in that buck and shoot. Not anything in the world matters. And, you know, it's so dangerous. You better love it, every bit of it. And, you know, just you don't ever quit. Don't ever turn loose. That's why you see every world champion, past world champion, that's what they've got. They've got heart, every one of them. You know, they don't give up when things get tough, and that's what I try to tell every kid.
Very good. Thank you.
Perfect. All right, everyone, with that, I will let him exit. Once again, congratulations to the 2015 PBR World Champion, J.B. Mauney. Thank you.
Yeah.